So let's continue what we was doing last time. We were in tutorial 2. And I stopped here as I remember. We were talking about the derivative اللي هو differentiation اللي هو rate of change اللي هو slope of a line. Yeah, do you remember that? We talked about the derivative and how to find the derivative using the rule, and we talked about how to calculate the derivative using what we call the definition of the derivative, or what we call the 3 steps way. Okay, how to do this? Mute all the mics, please. Mute all the mics. Mute all. So the 3 steps are as you can see here. The first one, we have to calculate f, the value of the function at x plus h, and then we subtract f, the function itself, at x, and we divide by h. What is this h? The h is a very, very tiny small number that's not equal to 0 at the beginning. Then we let this h approach the 0, which means we find the limit when h approach the 0. ايش يعني the limit when h approach the 0؟ يعني as if we change h with 0. At the beginning I cannot do this. I have h تحت صح? I cannot from the beginning make h equal to 0. I cannot do this work. I cannot find the limit. I need to do simplification, أبسط, and then when I don't have h down there, I substitute with h equal to 0, and this will actually give me the limit of the amount. This will give me the derivative of the function. We solved one example here, if you remember, and I gave you one practice as I remember. I gave you this. I'm gonna do it with you. I remember, and I asked you to find f dash x for the function f of x equal to x squared. Am I correct? I'm checking the chat, so let me know if that was the question I leave for you. Yeah, so to find this, we need to find the limit لما ال h go to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, everything divided by h. This will give me my derivative, my f dash of x. Now, the limit stays. I still didn't do anything with that. ايش يعني f of x plus h؟ يعني في الفانكشن f of x I'm gonna change my x with x plus h. يعني بدال x square it's gonna be x plus h square. هذا الفيرست amount صح؟ ايش يعني f of x plus h؟ يعني مكان ال x I'm gonna change it with x plus h. So this is gonna be x plus h square. Now the second amount minus f of x اللي هي f of x itself اللي هي x square. So minus x square all divided by h. Now this amount with the yellow that you can see here ايش يعني x plus h square؟ مربع الأول مربع الثاني plus 2 الأول في الثاني ولا؟ This is x plus h square. We expand it like this. Minus the x square I already have there. All divided by h. We are doing algebra here. We are going step by step. This is limit when h go to 0. Now we check if we have a cancellation. We have a cancellation actually. X square minus with x square plus they cancel. So we remain with the 2xh plus h square over h. Till now ما أقدر أغير ال h with 0. I cannot change this h with 0. If I change it with 0 down there I will get a 0. So I cannot do this. I still need to simplify. So what do you suggest هنا؟ يلا tell me, what should I do here? How can I simplify this? The limit is still there. Excellent. We take a common factor. We take h actually as a common factor. We remain with a 2x, and here we remain with h, all divided by h. Now, after taking a common factor, this h cancel this h, and ممتاز. Now I don't have h down there. This is what I was trying to do. I will get limit when h go to 0 of a 2x plus h. Now I can change my h with 0. Now I can take the limit. Limit معناها I change h with 0, huh? So changing h with a 0, making this equal to 0, the limit is equal to 2x. So the derivative of x squared is a 2x. Great. أخذنا عامل مشترك. كانت h square يا عبد العزيز, and I take one of the h outside. صارت 1h. Was h square. So I end up that the derivative of f dash x للx square is 2x. So مشتقة الx square is the 2x. And we know that. This is one of the rules that we have. And we're done with this. Let me quickly review with you the rules that we have of the derivative. Well, let's keep this later. Let's first of all complete our examples that we have. We still have more examples here about using the rule, the definition of the derivative to find the limit. Now here is the function that I have, f of x equal to 1 على 2x plus 5. Use ايش? The definition of the derivative. يعني تعريف الدerivative. يعني they want me to use this rule actually. So the rule is limit h go to 0 f at x plus h. يعني I'm changing the x here with x plus h minus f of x itself. The substitution give me this. هذا 1 على 2 في x plus h plus 5 minus 1 over 2x plus 5. Now, what should I do here? This is limit when h go to 0, all divided by h, وأنا عندي البسط fractional. البسط fractional. عندي two parts, both of them are fractional. اثنينهم كسور. What should I do? نوحد المقامات صح ولا لا؟ We make a common bottom for the two amount that we have. So the first one is a 2 في x plus h plus 5. The second one is 2 في x plus 5. Let me remind you quickly. If I have a two fractions, مثلا عندي half, I want to subtract it from 1 over 3. How can I do that? المقام المشترك is the multiplication of 2 and 3, which is 6. Then we do cross multiplication. 1 في 3 is a 3. 1 في 2 is a 2 with a minus in between them. So the answer is 1 على 6. You remember this? I mentioned this before. نوحد المقامات. I'm applying this here. I'm gonna do this here. المقام المشترك for this amount is a 2x plus 2h هذه plus 5 multiply with a 2x plus 5. هذا المقام المشترك. This multiply with this. Then we do cross multiplication. This amount is a 2x plus 5 minus, and don't forget to put it in a bracket, اللي هو 2x plus 2h plus the 5. Can you see what I did here? And everything طبعا divided by h. Don't forget that everything is divided by h. This equal to the limit when h go to 0. Now we start cancelling. عندي 2x وعندي هنا minus 2x. And here I have 5. And here I have minus 5 because of this 5. Minus here. And I remain with minus 2h. All divided by 2x plus 2h plus 5. Multiply with 2x plus 5. And down there I have LH. Now great. فوق عندي h, down I have h. They will cancel. Okay, now they cancel here. This is like we have 1 over h here. This is divided by h. كأن عندنا 1h here. So this cancel this. We cancel it. هذه كأنها على h. معناها it's like 1 على h multiplied with this amount here. Okay? So this h cancel this h actually. And we remain with limit. When h go to 0, I have here a -2, and there I have a 2x plus 2h plus 5. الحين since we cancel the h at the bottom خلاص we are ready to substitute with the h equal to 0 plus 5. So now we are ready to change the h with the 0 here. خلاص I can change h with the 0. I just have this h to be changed to 0. So what I will get is -2 over plus 5 if the h is 0, and the 2x plus 5. This is nothing but -2 over 2x plus 5 and square. And this is the final answer. I'm going to show you one more example. Find me if dash x using the definition for f of x equal 1 على x. According to the rule, if dash x equal limit when h go to 0, f at x plus h minus f at x all over h. الحين we go to the function. We substitute مرة بالx بx plus h ومرة as it is. So this will be 1 على x plus h minus 1 over x all over h. And don't forget to add the limit when h go to 0. What should I do now? Again, البسط is the two things. Now, this is limit when h go to 0. إيش يعني على h? This means like 1 على h. If I want to write it like this, I can do this. على h كأنها 1 على h. Multiply with 1 over x plus h minus 1 over x. Now راح نوحد المقامات. So this equal limit when h go to 0. ال1 على h برا لسه ما صرفنا فيها. نوحد المقامات for this amount here. Now the common bottom is the multiplication of the two. Multiplication of x plus h في ال x. We do cross multiplication. This will be x minus 1 في ال x plus h. And I don't forget to put it in a bracket. We cancel. X will go with x. We will remain with minus h. And this h will cancel this h at the bottom now. So what do we remain with? We remain with limit when h go to 0 minus 1 over x plus h في ال x. Are you getting that? Is it clear? Now I'm ready to change the h with 0. الحين I'm ready إني أجيب ال h with equal to 0 هنا. I'm ready to find the limit. So if I find the limit, this will be minus 1 over this will be x. And here I have another x. And this equal to minus 1 over x squared. And this is the derivative of this amount. Okay. We can move on. We have more examples here. Now, the root. الحين we talk about لما كان عندنا x square, we talk about when we have a fraction. Now, the case is in I have a root. The function is a root here. I have the root of x. طبعا all the solutions are in the slide. I deleted them because I want to do the things قدامكم كذا. But you will find them in the slide, by the way. الحلول موجودة في السلايد. So I have the function which is the root of x. The rule is the limit when h go to 0, f of x plus h, يعني I remove x and I put x plus h minus f x as it is. Remove x and put x plus h, يعني root of x plus h minus the root of x, all divided by h. الحين like this, I cannot change h equal to 0. Huh? I cannot do this. I still have this h down there. So what to do? We multiply with the conjugate. بالعربي نسميه المرافق. Okay, you remember this? تذكرون ايش يعني المرافق؟ الconjugate. What's the conjugate of the root of x plus h minus x? It is actually the root of x plus h plus the root of x. هذا الconjugate. And طبعا when we multiply with it, we have to divide with it. We divide again with x plus h plus the root of x. Now the good thing about multiplying with the conjugate is the roots will go. If you multiply the root of a plus root of b, if you multiply it with root of a minus root of b اللي هي الconjugate, the result is equal to a minus b. تروح خلاص and الإشارة is a minus. So we multiply this with this, the result is x plus h minus x, all divided by, I have to add the limit here. Don't forget to add the limit. This is the limit when h go to 0. When we multiply this with this, the amount that we get is x plus h minus x, all divided by, I have h and multiplied with root of x plus h plus the root of the x. And I start to see the cancellation. I did this لأن I want to cancel stuff. X will cancel this x. I remain with h وعندي h تحت, so it is cancelled here. We end up with the limit h go to 0. I have 1, خلاص, everything cancelled, divided by the root of x plus h plus the root of x. Now I'm ready to substitute h0. خلاص, the h down there اللي كانت تحت cancelled already, so I'm ready to substitute with h0. So this will be 1 over the root of x plus the root of x. This is actually 1 على 2 root x, and this will be the answer. Are you getting that? واضح؟ قانون المرافق مع الروتس بس. You want me to do one more of this? One more of the root? Let's do one more with the root. Again, we have find f dash x using definition for f of x equal to root x plus 5. I'm gonna make it root x plus 5. مش root x, it's root x plus 5. So according to the root, this is the limit. When h go to 0, this is f dash x. It's equal to limit h go to 0, f at x plus h minus f of x all divided by h. ايش يعني f of x plus h؟ يعني I go to the function والx اشيلها واحط مكانها x plus h. This will be limit when h go to 0, the root of x plus h plus 5 minus f of x نفسها اللي هي root of x plus 5 all divided by h. ها, what should I do now? أحيانا متورطة. Down there عندي h. I want to do whatever. Okay, we multiply with the conjugate اللي هو المرافق. So we multiply up and down with the root of x plus h plus 5 بدل minus plus the root of x plus 5. And we divide with the same amount طبعا اللي هو root of x plus h plus 5 plus the root of x plus 5. I still have the limit when h go to 0. الحين multiply with the conjugate, free me from the root. الروت تطير خلاص في التوب. So I will have x plus h plus 5 minus x plus 5. All divided by what I have h هنا. I open a square bracket and I have a root of x plus h plus 5. And here I have the root of x plus 5. Good? And what will happen? I'm going to cancel. X with this x cancel. Plus minus. 5 with this 5 will cancel. Plus minus. I remain with what? H. And down there I have h. So it's gonna cancel. What I remain with? Limit. لما h go to 0. اللي فوق كلها cancel, so I remain with 1. And down there I have the root of x plus h plus 5 plus the root of x plus 5. ها, what's the next step? الحين أنا جاهزة إن to substitute with h0 صح؟ Yeah, I'm ready. I can. خلاص ال h اللي تحت cancelled already. So we substitute with h0 ونشيل الليمت خلاص لأنه we substitute with this. We remain with the root of x plus 5 plus another root x plus 5. يعني عندي 2 root of x plus 5. So 1 over 2 of the root x plus 5, and this is the answer. Easy, isn't it? واضح؟ So we have one. Yeah. Mute the mic, please. So now we have this last example about this part. Again, they want me to use the definition to find or to compute the derivative of this function. You can see in the function a little bit more complicated here. I have like 3 parts in the function. One of them is x to the power 3. Okay, so you have to know raising to a power 3. ايش يعني if, just one second, the conversation is, just one second. So we have the function has 3 parts. One of them is x3, one of them is x, and a -1. So I have to apply the rule, which is f of x plus h, which means I'm changing in my function x with x plus h. This will give me the following: 3 في ال x plus h to the power 3 plus 2 في ال x plus h minus 1. Can you see what happened here? I came to my function, I remove each x I have, ال x هذه and ال x هذه, and I put x plus h instead. It became x plus h3, it became x plus h and minus 1. لازم I know how can I raise it to a power 3. A general rule to raise to a power 3, دائما I'm telling you and you have to keep a note for those important rules. If I have in general a plus b to the power 3, it's a to the power 3 plus 3a squared b plus 3a b squared plus b to the power 3. You know this rule? I'm raising to a power 3 now, مش a power 2. It's a power 3. مكعب الأول مكعب الثاني 3 مربع الأول في الثاني 3 الأول في مربع الثاني. Yeah, Ahmed, you can do this. بس ال easier thing إن I have the rule أحفظها. Yeah, زي ما I have a rule for the power 2, I have this rule for the power 3 thing, raising to a power 3. So, this is the first part. The second part, the function itself, اللي هو 3x3 plus 2x minus 1. الحين we expand this. This is what we have. We expand this to 2x plus 2h. The minus هنا will make this minus 1. I have here, yeah, minus 1 comes from here. And the minus make this minus 3x3 minus 2x plus 1, and we start canceling whatever can cancel. I have a 3x3 and here I have minus 3x3. Yeah, I was having a doubt here. Okay, good. And we have the 2x and the minus 2x as well. They are canceling. I have the plus 1, I have the minus 1. 2x plus 2h from this part. It is 2x and 2h. This part here. So we remain with 9x squared h. We remain with 9xh squared. We remain with 3h3, and from here I have the 2h. لسه عندي البروبلم اللي هي الh تحت صح؟ I want to cancel it. So how we do this? We take h as a common factor. عندي هنا h, عندي هنا h and h. So h can be taken as a common factor. If I take it as a common factor, I will remain with 9x squared. I will remain with 9xh. I will remain with the 3h squared. I will remain with 2. And the h will be cancelled with this one h, and I will remain with this 9x squared, 9xh, 3h squared, and the 2. Now, since the h down there cancelled, I'm ready to change my h with the 0. This will go with a 0. This will go with a 0. We remain with 9x squared plus the 2. Okay? And this will be the truth. I cannot repeat, Osama. I'm sorry. We already did a lot of examples, but it's recorded. You can watch the record later on. Okay? I did already so many examples, so this is not something I can repeat. Okay? You can practice doing so many examples of this, and we are done with finding the limit rule to use the limit rule, I mean, to find the derivative. Let me remind you now with the differentiation rule that we mentioned last time. In last class, we mentioned some rules. الحين طبعا not all the time I have to use this limit rule. I have some rules that we know. If f of x is equal to a constant k, ثابت k, it is not something with the x, then f dash of x is equal to what? 0. You remember this? If my function f of x is equal to, let's say, b multiplied with x, then what will be my derivative? What's my f dash of x? It's equal to, sorry, it's equal to, can you tell me? It's equal to 0 in this case. Not 0, sorry, yeah. It's not equal to 0, it's equal to b, I mean. It's equal to b. يعني مثلا if it was 2x, the derivative is 2. If it was 3x, the derivative is 3. Yeah. If this is rule 1 and this is rule 2, the rule 3 state that مثلا لما f of x is equal to x squared, the derivative will be what? F dash of x. It is a 2x. If my f of x is equal to x to the power 3, my derivative is f dash of x is equal to 3x squared. In general, لما تكون ال f of x equal to x to the power n, no matter what's n, fraction, positive, negative, whatever, ال f dash of x is equal to n x to the power n minus 1. And n go down, the power is 1 less. Also, I told you now we have some important functions. If you have f of x equal to 1 على x, what's the derivative in this case? We solve it. We solved it a few minutes ago. Then the derivative is minus 1 over x squared. This is one of the important rules. I want you to keep it with you. The derivative of 1 على x is equal minus 1 over x squared. We add some rules as well. Either if I have the derivative of a function multiplied with a constant, the derivative of the function, the constant go outside, then I find the derivative of the function. If I have the derivative of a sum of two functions, this equal to the derivative of the first one plus the derivative of the second one. Now we are doing this. نقدر نوزع the derivative over the sum. Also, the general power rule. This is one of the most important rules. If I have the function to a power r, this equal to r g to the power r minus 1 multiply with the derivative of g. نقول إنها مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس. How is this? I have to explain this with examples. Let me show you this. Say you have this function. It's 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 all to a power 10. This is your function. This is your f of x. قوس والقوس كله to a power 10. We use the power rule, the general power rule. We say in the f dash x is equal to the derivative of the bracket. إيش مشتقة القوس? It is 10. The bracket to the power 9. And inside I have a 3x squared plus 4x plus 5. I'm done? لا, I'm not done. I have to multiply with the derivative of what inside. مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس. اللي داخل القوس إيش? It's 3x squared plus 4x plus 5. So the derivative of what inside is what? يلا. What's the derivative of 3x squared? Derivative of x squared, the 2 will go down, and I already have a 3, so it is 6x to the power 1. لأن أنا نزلت 2. Yeah, excellent. 6x. What's the derivative of 4x? It's 4. What's the derivative of the 5? 0 already. And this is the derivative. هذا الدerivative. You got it? Let me give you another example. This is example 1. Example 2. if we have, let's say, whatever, I have y, I'm going to call it y. I want you to be familiar with all the notations that we are using here. My function y is, let me say, 5x to the power 4 plus 3 all to the power, let me say, 7. I want you to find dy by dx. ايش يعني dy by dx؟ يعني the derivative. يعني y dash. I want y dash here. It's equal to what? I have a bracket. الحين once I look at it and the bracket to a power 7. So it's the derivative of the bracket multiply with the derivative of what inside the bracket? The 7 and the bracket to a power 6. طبعا inside زي ما هي 5x4 plus 3. I'm done? لا. I have to multiply with the 5x4 plus 3 dash the derivative of what inside مشتقة اللي داخل القوس. This equal to 7 5x4 plus 3 power 6 and the derivative of this one is excellent. It's 20 x to the power 3 and that's it. We can multiply the 20 now with the 7. This will be 140 and I can bring the x3 here and I can leave the 5x4 plus 3 power 6 in there and this is our derivative. This is my y dash. You got it? فهذا this is what we call the general power rule. لما عندي power but inside the power I have another function. I have to apply the general power rule here. Clear? صار واضح? Let's check this. Differentiate. And as I told you, أنا ماسحة الحل. I erase the solution. It's in the slide. أنا مسحته عشان أحله معاكم. I have this function. Derivative of the 3 as a constant is a 0, dear. مشتقة الconstant is a 0. So, check this function. الحين derivative can be distributed على الaddition. If I have f plus g and I want to find the derivative, I can say this is f dash plus g dash. لكن if I have f على g and I want to find the derivative, it's very wrong to say in that this is f dash على g dash. This is wrong. Same thing with the multiplication. If I have f of x multiplied with gx, I want to find the derivative. It's wrong in to distribute it over the multiplication. So in this case, as you can see, I have a top and I have a bottom. I have a top and a bottom. I have to rewrite, yeah, there is a division rule. You are correct, Ahmed, but this is not until the tutorial 4. For tutorial 4, we will talk about the division rule. We are still not familiar with this. So this can be written as 45, and this is a 1 plus x. And what does the root of x mean? It means x to the power half, and this is to the power minus 1, correct? Can I rewrite this like this? ايش يعني الامount is down? It means it is to the power minus 1. Now I can apply the power rule. According to the power rule, the derivative of this function is the derivative of the bracket multiplied with the derivative of what inside. So this will be minus 45. الماينس تيجي تحت, it's minus 45. The bracket to the power minus 1, minus 1. الباور is minus 1. أشيل منها minus 1 again. And inside طبعا I have what I have, which is 1 plus x to the power half. I'm done? لا, I'm not done. I have to multiply with the derivative of 1 plus x to the power half. I want to find their dash. أكتب عليها dash. this equal to minus 45 the bracket اللي هو 1 plus x half to the power minus 2. What's the derivative of this amount الحين? Derivative of 1 0, derivative of x 1, derivative of x half is half x to the power half minus 1. صح؟ You are getting this? Rearrange the things a little bit. الحين to the power minus 2, bring it down. So I can say this is minus 45, and down I have 1 plus x, and again I'm gonna write it as a root x to the power 2. الماينس 1 هذه root. I'm finding derivative يا أسامة. I'm finding derivative of this amount. قاعدة أشتق الأماونت هذا. فderivative of 1 is 0, derivative of x is 1, derivative of anything to a power, it is the power down, and we take away 1. Now, half minus 1, by the way, is equal to minus half, huh? Half minus 1 is equal to minus half. So this go down, this amount will stay up. It's gonna stay up like 1 plus half and x to the power minus half. And this is the solution. I can do a little arrangement here. I can make this 45. This is 1 plus 1 على 2 root x, all divided by 1 plus x plus root x and the square. You have to practice finding derivative, huh? هذا طبعا one example. If you check the book, you have so many practice on finding the derivative. ها واضح؟ You can find the solution. I mean, yeah, this is the final solution. خلاص هذا الفاينل solution. Yeah, we have examples. We have examples. يعني الكورس كله it's about examples. طيب, I'm gonna solve this. يعني عبد العزيز, if the solution is essay, يعني لو الحل essay أنا طالبة من عندكم الحل وجيت وقفت هنا, it's fine for me. عادي, الحل صحيح, وصلت لشيء كويس. لكن لو في multiple choice اختياري, لازم الحل يوصل للفاينل destination, لازم الحل يوصل للoptions that you have. You always will know and you reach what you have. Let's do this example and then I can do some more examples with you, don't worry. Check the question. الحين not all the time the questions are direct, like in the find the derivative. أحيانا إن you have to find the derivative to find something else. The question هنا, find me the points on this graph at which the tangent line is horizontal. You remember when we talk about the tangent line? إيش يعني tangent line? خط المماس, صح? The one that touch. They want the points where the tangent line is horizontal. إيش يعني horizontal? يعني أفقي. When it is horizontal, this means إن M is equal to 0. That's correct. إيش يعني M equal to 0? يعني when F dash equal to 0. So in another word, ما قال لي بصراحة إن I want you to find me the F derivative equal to 0 at what point? they said find me the point on the curve where the tangent line is horizontal. هذه keep it as a note. Tangent line horizontal equal to one thing. إن ال f dash of x equal to 0. Tangent line horizontal means إن ال f dash equal to 0. So I have to find f dash. Then I have to let f dash equal to 0. الحين الفانكشن f of x is 1 على x3 minus 12x plus 1. I can write it like x3 minus 12x plus 1 to the power minus 1 عشان I want to use the power rule. كذا I cannot find the derivative. I bring it up to power minus 1 and now I find the derivative. الحين I have to use the general power rule. عندي قوس bracket to the power minus 1. According to the rule, the derivative of this amount, f dash of x, is equal to the derivative of the bracket multiply with the derivative of what inside. Derivative of the bracket, minus 1 تنزل تحت, and I have the x3 minus 12x plus 1, and the power will be minus 1, وبشيل منها another minus 1. Good? I'm not done. I have to multiply with the derivative of what inside. Inside اللي هو this part. So I have to multiply with x3 minus 12x plus 1 dash. The derivative of this amount. Let's do it. And minus 1, I can just write minus. This will be x3 minus 12x plus 1 all to the power minus 2. What's the derivative of this amount? It's a 3x squared minus 12. I rearrange, a small rearrangement. This is minus 3x squared. Let me write it like this. Yeah, okay, keep it. Minus 12 divided by x3 minus 12x plus 1 to a power 2. It's down now, power 2. And minus, we can bring it inside. This will be 12 minus 3x squared all over x3 minus 12x plus 1 square. I'm not done yet. I have to let f dash equal to 0 to get the points. Okay, so f dash x, I'm gonna write it here, is 12 minus 3x squared divided by x3 minus 12x plus 1 squared. Okay, clear? I'm gonna erase this because that was the step 1. هذا step 1 of the solution. We find f dash. Step 2, I have to let f dash equal to 0, get the points where the tangent line is horizontal. So for step 2, I'm gonna let f dash x equal to 0. This is my f dash. This means 12 minus 3x squared divided by x3 minus 12x plus 1 square. I'm gonna let it equal to 0. Can somebody tell me what should I do here? How can I solve such a thing? Now the 0 is like 0 على 1. We do what we call cross multiplication method. طرفين في وسطين. Cross multiply, yeah. So it is 12 minus 3x squared equal to 0 multiplied with this equal to 0. So it became easier now. This implies in the 3x squared equal 12. This implies in x squared equal to 4. This implies in x equal to plus or minus 2. The x is plus or minus 2. We have two cases here. مرة x is equal to 2 and one time the x is equal to minus 2. We have to find the y now. How can I find the y? From this. The y when x is 2 is 1 over 8 minus 24 plus 1. Substitute, yeah. And when it's minus 2, the y is 1 over minus 8 plus 24 plus the 1. How much is this? Can somebody tell me? This will be 9 minus 24 minus 15. صح كده؟ Yeah. 1 over minus 15. 1 over minus 15. 8, which is 2 to the power 3. I'm substituting here. And what about this one here? 17 minus 1 over 17. With a minus, صح? No, it's a plus here. It's a plus, yeah. Here it's with a minus and here it's with a plus. So we got 2 points here. We got 2 points where the tangent line is horizontal. The 8 is a substitution. I substitute هنا. مرة حطيت 2, so it will be 2, 3 minus 12 for 2 plus 1. 2, 3 is 8. You got it now. عوضت في الفانكشن. 1 time with a 2, 1 time with a minus 2. This is 8 minus 24 plus 1. And if I substitute with the minus 2, it will be minus 2 to the power 3 minus 12 minus 2 plus 1. Yeah. So we got 2 points. The first point is 2 minus 1 على 15. The second point is minus 2 and 117. So those are the 2 points where the tangent line is horizontal. Okay? So you can see how we are mixing the things now. هذه أشياء من chapter 0. إن we equal to 0. We find the 0 of the function from the first chapter, I mean. والحين new thing إن عندنا derivative. So we find the derivative, step 1. Step 2, نخلي derivative equal to 0 and we solve it زي ما كنا نسوي في chapter 1. So as I told you, MT129, calculus is building things. Nothing is separated from anything. كل الأشياء follow each other. So you don't have to leave any gap. لازم نعرف كيف نحل. لازم نعرف كيف نجيب derivative very well. ما ينفع أي معلومة تكون ضايعة من عندنا. Good question يا تالا. If it is parallel, if they said when the tangent line is parallel to another line, if 2 lines are parallel, if you remember, we say if I have line 1 and it's parallel to line 2, it means they have the same slope. صح? What was the slope in the question? What was the slope that you have in the question? يا تالا. I don't recall the questions in the TMA. The slope of the line that's parallel to your tangent line. Anyway, you have to find the derivative, f dash of x, and you have to let f dash of x in this case equal to the slope of the line that they give to you. Which they give you a line, and they say in you want the tangent line that's parallel to this line, so make f dash equal to that slope. You got it? So the derivative is rate of change, the derivative is the slope of the tangent line, the derivative is a differentiation, all lead to the same thing. The derivative is the rate of change, as we said, huh? اللي هو مقدار التغير. So all the time we know, and when they mention the word rate of change, it means they are talking about the derivative at the given point. So they are giving you an application of this, a real life question. If we have S of X represent the total sales, the money in dollars for a month X. So what's X? اللي هو المonth. What's SX? اللي هو how much you sell, the dollars, the money. So I have مثلا X1 يعني month 1 يعني January, X2 يعني February, and so on. So the question is, this is the function for the year 2005 at a certain department store. Represent each statement below by equation using إما S, إما S dash. Write this using S and S dash. First, I want the sales at the end of January. January يعني month 1, صح? January يعني I'm talking about X1. I want the sale اللي هو the function S of X. Write me expression to show in the sales at the end of January يعني month 1 reach $120,560 and it were raising by a rate of 1,500 per month. So what they said in عند month 1 يعني عند January, how much was the sale? It was $1,2,560. صح ولا لا? This is the first part. ايش يعني sales at the end of January was this. يعني S عند ال1 is $120,560. The second one in the raising at a rate. ايش يعني rate? Osama, we have the function there, huh? The function is S of X. وقال لي إن الإكس معناها المونث. وقال لي إن الإس معناها الدولارز اللي هو الماني. They told me in the question. فهاو can I write إن sales في January راح تكون 120,560 هذه. Mathematically, this is how we can write it. It's S في month 1 في January يعني المبيعات في month 1 is this. Another statement in it was raising at rate. Raising يعني قاعد يزيد. It's going more. والrate كلمة الrate معناها the derivative. This means إن S dash January was 1,500 ولا plus 1,500. So this is this, and this part represented by this. Okay, there is a record for this, no problem. You can re-attend the class later on. So all the time, when we see the word raising, when we see the word rate of change, when we see the word the slope, all means the derivative here. Let's check the second one. at the end of March. March يعني إيش؟ What month? إيش يعني the end of March? Month 3, huh? So I'm talking about X3 in this case, at the end of March. The sales for this month dropped to 80,000. فالسيلز في month 3 صارت $80,000. And it was falling about 200 a day في اليوم الواحد. In one day it was falling by $200. فfalling again تناقص صح ولا لا؟ Falling معناها derivative. So it's dash at 3. It's dash at month 3. It was falling by $200 each day, but I'm talking about a whole month. Well, month they said consider it as 30 days, so it was falling by 200 multiplied with 30. لكن since I have a falling, it should be negative. It should be negative لأن فيها falling. It's not raising. It's not rising. Sorry, we say it's rising. It's not rising. It's falling here. ماشي. So we can write this in a summary. In the S dash at month 3, it was minus $6,000, and this represents what we have in there. The sales كانت 80,000, and the dropping, failing can 200 a day, which means it's 6,000 in a month, which means it's minus 6,000. Okay. Minus لأنها falling. Minus لأنها falling there. مش هي تناقص. You remember when we talk about straight line? A line rising up, positive. The line is falling down, negative. The rate of change is negative. Yeah. This is the solution, huh? I just write it in 2 lines. Had a solution with the details if you want to read it. Now find me the first derivative. The first derivative يعني t dash. So easy, very easy thing. What is the t dash in this case? I have a bracket to a power 2. Huh? We use the general power rule. مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس, and we put our eye على اللي داخل. The داخل is 1 plus 2t. So the derivative of this one is a 2 multiplied with 1 plus 2t to the power 2 minus 1 multiplied with the derivative of what inside. ايش the derivative of 1 plus 2t? It's actually just 2. صح كده؟ Right? هذا حق the first part. And what's the derivative of t3? The derivative of t3 is 3t2. Simplify it. This will be 4 في 1 plus 2t to a power 1 plus 3t squared. And this is the derivative. A little bit rearrangement. We multiply this. This will be 4. This will be 8t. And here we have the 3t squared. And this is the t dash, the first derivative of the function. And you have all the details here. Notice أنا كتبتها t dash. They write it as d by dt. It's the same. الأربعة لأن I have a 2 جاية من الدerivative of what inside. و2 جاية من ال2 اللي نزلت من القوس. It became 2. It's 4. Got it? Okay. So you must be familiar حتى with the samples. I use the t dash. هنا they use d by dt. All means the same. All means the derivative. Use whatever make you more comfortable. أنا أحب أستخدم الت dash for example. أحب أستخدم الداش. Some people may like to use the d by dt. So you have to be careful what they give you in the question and خلاص translate it to what you understand. One more example. الاثنين صح، الرمزين صح. So the question, find me the first and the second derivative. ايش يعني first derivative؟ يعني المشتقة الأولى، يعني I want f dash at p. ايش يعني second derivative؟ يعني the derivative of the derivative. في الواجب اكتبوا whatever you want. So the second derivative معناها the derivative of the derivative. We differentiate one time, then we differentiate it again. And this is the function. This is my f of p. حتى notice هنا ما قال f of x. They said it's f of p. خلاص. The unknown is p in this case. It's not x. So what does it mean in first derivative? I want to find f dash at p. Now bracket to a power 5. So I highlight اللي داخل it's 3p. So I find the derivative. It is 5 down there, and the 3p plus 1 will be 3p plus 1 to a power 4. Multiply with the derivative of what inside? What's the derivative of 3p plus 1? ايش derivative of 3p plus 1? It's 3. And now Abdulaziz, you were asking احنا كنا جايبين الفور من مين؟ شايف؟ عندي ال 5 and I have the 3 as well. We multiply them. This is 15 now with the 3p plus 1 to a power 4. This will be my f dash of p. And this is the first derivative. I'm done finding the first derivative. They said they want me to find the second derivative. The second derivative is the derivative of the derivative. So f double dash of p is the derivative of this amount. It's equal to, I have 15 here. And down there, we multiply with 4. We remain with 3p plus 1 to the power 4 will be to the power 3. Multiply with the derivative of what inside, which is 3. Okay? Yeah. So this will be 180. The 3 multiplied with the 4, multiply with the 15 I have already. So it's 180 for the 3p plus 1 to the power 3, and this is my f double dash of p that they wanted me to find. Here we go. What minus 3? Huh? هذا ال 3 with the 4 with the 15, it's 180. Okay, ما في minus حتى 3, it's plus 3. One more example. This is what I was telling you. لازم نكون عندنا القدرة على قراءة السامبلز. You must be able to read the samples. What do they want here? ترجموا لي إياها كده بالإنجليش. What does it mean? d square by dx square of the function at x equal to 2. So if I want to say it, يعني find the second derivative at x equal to 2. It happened all the time. And a few students, they study, they put an effort. They came to the exam, they don't understand the question. She know how to find the derivative, she know how to substitute with the point, but when she look at something like this, she cannot understand what does it mean. فجدا مهم ان نقدر نقرأ الاشياء هذه. ايش يعني d square by dx square؟ معناها the second derivative of this amount at هذه معناها عند ال x equal to 2. So I have to find the second derivative. Then I have to substitute with x equal to 2. So أول شيء أنا أحب أستخدم الداش. I told you. I can say إن my function is y equal to 3x4 plus 4x square. المطلوب مني إن أجيب y double dash عند ال x equal to 2. So what's y dash؟ مشتقة الفانكشن أول شيء. يا أنا أحب الداش. يا الداش مرة أوضح. So what's the first؟ طبعا النوتيشن الليبز نوتيشن هذه مهمة in case إنه we have الفانكشن فيها more than one variable. إذا فيها متغيرات كثيرة. إحنا our cases كلها في one variable اللي هو الx فالداش is easier. So 3 بال4 it will be 12x power 3 plus 8x صح كده؟ مش هذه y dash؟ Yeah. And what's y double dash اللي هي derivative of the derivative. What's y double dash? It will be 36x square plus 8. Easy thing صح؟ I want y double dash after changing x equal to 2. This will be 36. أعوض بالx 2 to a power 2 plus 8 equal to 36 بال4 plus 8. كم هذه طلعت معاكم total 80 ولا 152 I think. Yeah. أكيد. Okay. Correct. Clear? واضح؟ You will see a lot of this في الكويز الجاي إن شاء الله. يعني بتشوفون أشياء كثيرة زي كذا. Find the second derivative at a point. Find the first derivative at a point. Find the points where the tangent line is horizontal. Find the point where the tangent line is parallel to a line. Find the derivative. يعني you will see a lot of this. الحين we have what we call instantaneous rate of change. Simply, instantaneous rate of change معناها derivative at a point. شايفين derivative at a point؟ هذه we call it instantaneous rate of change. برضو هذه طريقة من التريكينج. يعني ما يقول لنا إن find the derivative at a point. يقول لي find the instantaneous rate of change at x equal to 1. Find me the instantaneous rate of change when x equal to 1. It means the same. معناها find me f dash of x لما ال x equal to 1. It means the same thing. وهذا برضو من الأشياء اللي ممكن الستودنتس ما يفهم السؤال ما يعرف إيش يسوي في السؤال. You have to know إن ال instantaneous rate of change ال rate of change كلها معناها the same thing. معناها derivative at the point. So simply the function is f of x is equal to minus 6 على ال x. I told you and always remember in the derivative of 1 على x is minus 1 over x square. So simply the derivative of this one is equal to minus it will be plus 6 على x square. I want it at x equal 1, so I want f dash عند ال 1, which means we change the x with 1. It will be 1 square, 1, and the result is 6. So the instantaneous rate of change of the function at x equal to 1 is equal to 6. Easy thing? Any question? What's your problem, Osama? إيش اللي مو فاهم? Clarify what you don't understand exactly here. In the question, they are asking us to find what they call an instantaneous rate of change of the function f of x and the point x equal to 1. Instantaneous معناها اللحظي. كلمة instantaneous if you translate it معناها اللحظي، يعني at a moment، في اللحظة لما x equal to 1. rate of change اللي هي مقدار التغير اللي هي derivative. الحين لما يقول لي instantaneous rate of change يعني at x equal to 1، يعني simply معناها يبغاني أجيب f dash لما ال x equal to 1. You got it now؟ كلمة instantaneous معناها اللحظي، في اللحظة اللي x equal to 1 at the moment when x equal to 1. So we find the derivative, we change x with 1, this will give me the instantaneous rate of change لما x equal to 1. Okay? Huh? Okay. Now, a new concept, a new application, we can say, where we use the derivative. Imagine that you have a moving particle. You have something that is moving. It's used in derivative is used in physics actually, and this is what we are working with now. Imagine that you are having a moving car. It moves from this point to this point. Okay? The movement of the car is managed by the time. كل ما يتغير التايم 1 minute 2 minute التايم we can refer to it with the letter T. The movement of the car is managed totally by the time T. After 1 minute it will be at one position. After 2 minutes it will change its position and so on. So the movement here managed by the time. The movement of the car mainly managed by the displacement or position function اللي هي S of T اللي هي المكان اللي السيارة موقفة فيها. فالS of T مثلا الزيرو تبدأ وتتحرك السيارة، صح ولا لا؟ فالبوزيشن اللي where the car is lying is what we call S of T. The derivative of S of T اللي هو change in the S لما time change is what we call V of T اللي هي السرعة اللي هي velocity. إيش يعني السرعة؟ إيش يعني السرعة؟ إيش يعني السبيد؟ It means how much you change your position with the time. صح ولا لا؟ أنا سرعة السيارة معناها how much distance I'm gonna cut in 1 minute in 2 minutes. الحين if you check حتى الكار فيها كيلومتر, the speed is kilometer for each hour. So how many kilometer you are cutting in 1 hour? So it is the change of the distance with respect to time. It is S على T. So the derivative actually of S is giving me the velocity. We have also what we call the acceleration اللي هو التسارع. What's the acceleration? The A of T? It's equal to V dash of T. It means how much the velocity is changing with the time. هذا الacceleration أو التسارع. You got that? So we have three things. عندي ال S of T اللي هي البوزيشن. عندي ال V of T اللي هي the speed أو the velocity. And I have the acceleration, the E of T. The V is the derivative of S. And the acceleration is the derivative of It makes sense ولا لا؟ This is what I want you to know. ما نبغى يعني حتى الوحدات ولا whatever كيلومتر ولا hour ولا minute. What I care about is that you know this rule. S اللي هي البوزيشن. How much position is changed with respect to the time will give me the velocity اللي هي derivative of S. Derivative of velocity will give me the acceleration. Got it? Now this can be applied for any moving particle. The car is an example. I can have a stone that I'm throwing from up to down. I can have a rocket صاروخ نازل من تحت إلى فوق أو طالع من تحت إلى فوق. All of those are examples of a moving particle. This will be in the quiz, yeah. Of course, this is going to be in the quiz. And we're going to apply this for integration as well. الحين we are taking this for the derivative, and this is going to be applied في ما ولا هو hard ولا شيء. It's very easy. It is this. نشتق S نطلع ال V. Derivative of V give me the A. So it's just like that. Let's check one example here. Let's check this example. I need this space. Delete that. Okay. So we have a toy rocket that is fired straight up into the air, has this high S of t اللي هو البوزيشن given by this function. This is after t seconds. دائما in those questions we are using the t as a variable. So what's happening هنا? I have a rocket, صاروخ, toy rocket actually, okay? So we can imagine this is our rocket. We are firing it up. The movement of this rocket is managed by this function. The S of t is equal to 160 minus 16 t squared. They should give me this in the question. Let's see what they want. In A, what's the rocket initial velocity when t equal to 0? Initial, كلمة initial معناها at the beginning of the time. So to solve A, I want the velocity. What's the velocity? نعوض على طول ولا نجيب الداش أول؟ Yeah. So the velocity in general, the v of t is equal to s dash of t. This implies in the velocity function v of t is equal to 160. Derivative is 0. Derivative of the minus 16 is minus 3250. ولا? So this is the velocity. Let me write it here. I'm going to use it again. This equal minus 32t. كلمة initial معناها at the beginning of the time. يعني لما t بزيرو. حتى even though if they didn't give me t zero, أنا I know إن ال initial time بداية التجربة أنا t عندي بزيرو. So I want the velocity at the t equal to 0. So actually this equal, sorry, we have a mistake هنا. We have a mistake لأن هنا في t وأنا كنت ناسية أكتبها صح؟ This is 160 في t. So the derivative is 160 minus 3250 كده صح. So my is the derivative of this one, which is 160 minus 3250. At the 0, يعني I change the t with 0, it's equal to exactly 160. I'm talking about seconds, and that distance managed by what? Kilometer, what? If you bring that down, that 2 down there, it's gonna be 16 في 2 اللي هي 32 أسامة ولا؟ I'm finding the derivative of this amount. 2 في 16 it's 32. You have to practice that derivative work here. So this answers the part A of the question. هذا velocity initially at the beginning of the time. في part B, what is again velocity after إيش؟ 2 seconds. So in 2 seconds يعني I'm talking about V and 2 لما T is equal to 2. Yeah, excellent Khadija. So V at the 2, it's 160 minus 32 في 2. This equal to 160 minus this is 64. How much is that? You have your calculators? How much is that, please? $96. Are you sure? It's 96? Okay, good. Easy or not now? They give me S. I want to find the velocity أول شيء and T0. Then I want to find the velocity and لما T is 2. Let's see part C of the question. In part C of the question, they said, find me the acceleration now when T is 3. So I need the acceleration here. So what's the acceleration? It's the derivative of the V. And now it's equal to minus 32. ولا? Derivative of 160 is 0. Derivative of minus 32t is minus 32. Yeah. So I'm done with A and B. Let's do the C. They want the acceleration at t equal to 3. In other words, I want A at 3. Actually, A at 3 is equal to minus 32. Notice ان الاكسلريشن ثابته, it's constant, it's minus 32. معناها ان التسارع ثابت. And it is minus. الاكسلريشن is minus. It makes sense. انا قاعده ارمي الصاروخ فوق, صح؟ السرعه حقتها راح تكون عاليه في البدايه, لكن after a while it's gonna be less and less and less and less لحد ما velocity it become a 0 and it will fall down, صح؟ So this is why the acceleration ثابت constant and it is negative as well. يعني just if you want to imagine what's happening. Now the part D of the question, this is a tricky one. At what time will the rocket hit the ground? لا, hit the ground مش لما velocity 0. لما S 0 يا أحمد. لما S هي 0. صح ولا لا? So the question is at what time? So they are asking about the time. هذا the first thing I know. When it hits the ground, يعني لما S of T is equal to 0. Notice in it was here at the ground, it go up, 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 and then it fall down again, صح? Yeah. So if I'm asking about the time when it hits the ground, يعني I'm asking about لما ال S of T is equal to 0. This means ال S of T is 160 T minus 16 square. I want it to be 0. Solve it now. We take 16 as a common factor. We take T as a common factor. We remain with 10 and we remain with a T equal to 0. صح كده؟ So this will lead me to two things. إما 16 T 0, which means the T 0, أو 10 minus T 0, which means T is equal to 10 here. So متى راح يكون على الجراوند؟ مرتين. أول مرة لما التايم بزيرو and the second time when the t is 10 يعني after 10 seconds. This answered the question. ما سألني عن beginning. ما سألني عن t0. سألني when it hits the ground again. It's gonna hit the ground when the t is equal to 0. 10 here, sorry. When the t is equal to 10. You got it? When t is equal to 0 يعني at the beginning of the time هو كان على الجراوند and it hits the ground again when t is equal to 10. Let's see the next. I'm done with the D. We have the E. في ال E, at what velocity? They're asking about the velocity. Will the rocket be traveling just as it is smashed into the ground? يعني just when it hits the ground معناها. Okay. كيف جات ال 10؟ احنا we have this equation يا أسامة. We have 16t في 10 minus 10 equal to 0. ف two amounts multiplied equal to 0. إما هذا بزيرو أو هذا بزيرو صح؟ إما إن ال 16t بزيرو or the 10 minus t بزيرو. Solve this يعطيني t بزيرو. Solve this يعطيني إن t بال10. هاي المفروض إن إحنا we covered those steps في ال chapter 1. خلاص مفروض you know how to solve equations. This is why I'm not going to the details. Already خلاص مفروض تعرفون how to do such a solution. No problem. Ask me, stop me if you didn't understand it. Okay. سوينا common factor actually. أخذنا common factor. Yeah, you are correct. أخذنا common factor at the beginning. So the question هنا في ال E, what's the velocity as it smash the ground? Smash the ground هذه I find it هنا. اتفقنا إن it smash the ground لما t is equal to 10 صح؟ احنا اتفقنا إن it hits the ground or it smash the ground لما t equal to 10. فالquestion what will be the velocity لما يكون قاعد يسوي smashing للground? So I'm talking about the velocity at the 10. Okay, خديجة, excellent خديجة. So this will be 160 minus 32 and the t is changed to 0. This equal 160 minus 320. This equal to minus 160. Notice إن ال velocity بالماينس. إيش يعني ال velocity في الماينس؟ يعني قاعدة تتناقص. Okay, this makes sense. يعني السرعة قاعدة تصير less and less and less لحد ما it hits the ground. Clear? Okay. And by finishing this, we finished this chapter. كده نكون خلصنا الchapter. Okay. We still have some time. I'm gonna show you some questions related to this part. Give me just 1 second here. So does anybody have any question regarding, yeah, خلاص, you want to slide 48, this one? Yes عصام أكيد. You have to know إن البوزيشن تعطيني الأكسلريشن. Sorry, position تعطيني الvelocity I mean. والvelocity will give me the acceleration. They follow each other. كل واحد يجيب الثاني. Okay. We still no, we still didn't finish. أنا حتى ما أخذت attendance. We still didn't finish. Just one second. I'm taking the attendance now. And then I want to show you how questions for this part. It's very important that you know how questions come. You can see this slide. You can see it here. Let me make it page width. Yeah. Check this question هنا. هذا في multiple choice. هذا this is something you may see in the exam الحين. We have this function. Suppose that we have a stone that is tossed vertically upward. عندي حجر. I'm tossing it. I already sent this before يا هيا. Already أرسلت لكم إياه من الكويز الماضي. If we have a stone that is tossed vertically upward, so I'm tossing it upward هنا. I have the stone and I'm throwing it up there. So the height of the stone after I'm tossing it is given by this relation. This is the S of t. واضحة خلاص على طول S of t. This is the position. هذه the position function. This is the position function. It's given by this. The question is the velocity when the stone at instant it hits the ground. أبغى الvelocity لما الstone hits the ground again. Start from here, go up, and it hits the ground again. What do you think? No, velocity at the zero is at the beginning of the time. When it hits the ground, first of all, أنا أحتاج velocity. I need the velocity. The velocity v of t is equal to the derivative of this one, so it is minus 32t plus 32. هذا at the beginning. I keep this with me. أبغى velocity when it hits the ground. It hits the ground لما ال s of t is 0 صح ولا لا؟ أها. لما ال s of t of 0 فهذه two steps thing. Two step question. محتاجة خطوتين. محتاجة أجيب لما hits the ground أطلع ال t بعدين I put the t in the velocity to find the answer. So s of t is 0 معناها minus 16 t square plus 32 في t plus 48 equal to 0. I'm easy thing to do إن I'm gonna divide all the equation by 16 ها بقسم كل المعادل على 16. This will be t square. This will be minus 2t. And the 48 divided by 16 is how much? Just one second, let me confirm that. This is 48 divided by 16. It's equal to 3. The time still didn't finish, yeah, Sulaiman. Don't leave. This equal to 0. So how can I solve it? I factorize t and t, and the 3 to be factorized in two numbers. And the minus 1. Sorry, this should be. This is minus 3 minus 1. No, it shouldn't be like this. This cannot be solved easily. This cannot be solved easily. We have to solve it using the. There is a mistake here. This is minus 3. That was my mistake. This is minus 3 here. 1 second, I want the pen. This is minus 3. لا ما احتاج quadratic formula. I did a mistake with the sign. This is why. Correct me. تابعوا معاي. This is a minus 3 صح؟ لأن I'm dividing by minus 16. I'm dividing all the equation with minus 16. This will be t squared, this will be minus 2, this will be minus 3. Now I can factorize it into two parts equal to 0. Here we have the t, here we have the t. This is minus 3 with the plus 1. Now their multiplication is minus 3 and their addition is this. This will lead me to two solutions. إما t minus 1 أو t 3. Now one of the solutions is acceptable, one of them is not. ينفع إن التايم يكون negative? Does it work in the t equal to minus 1? No. We cancel this part. So we take t equal to 3. This is the velocity. This is the time, I mean, when the stone hits the ground. This is part 1 of the solution. Part 2 of the solution, they ask about the velocity. So I want the velocity at 3. Velocity at the 3 is minus 32 multiply with the 3 plus 32. And how much is that? How much is that? حسبوها بالcalculator. How much will you get? Minus 64. Minus 64, and here is the answer. You got it. لازم راح يكون عندكم one question like this في الquiz. There should be. Now this is not an easy one. هذا فيها two steps لأنها. Some questions are very easy. كيف تطلعين الكومن من بداية السؤال؟ لازم يكون equal to 0. Okay. خلاص, this is the question I wanted to show. You want me to show you one more? أوريكم واحد ثاني. Here's a question. You can see the screen now? Yeah. Here's one. What do we have? They said, let me take the red. Here we go. The distance in meters moved by a body in a time t second given by this. فإيش هذه؟ هذه ال s of t صح؟ They call it x. بس it's s of t اللي هي ال distance traveled. It's given by 4 t squared plus 12 with a t. إيش السؤال؟ The velocity when t is equal to 5 seconds. ها سهلة هذه صح ولا لا؟ Direct. I want the velocity لما t is equal to 5. So I find the velocity from here. The velocity is actually 8t plus 12 اللي هي derivative of s. طيب the velocity at 5 يعني we change the t with 5. It will be 8 في 5 plus 12. What will be the answer? هذه 40 and this is 12. This is 52. The answer is 52. This is an easy one. لا, it's 52 أسامة. It's 52. هذه very easy. الترك الوحيدة في السؤال هذا إن لما قال distance ما حطها s of t كتبها x. بس I know إن الديستنس معناها s of t صح؟ بس هذا الشيء الوحيد اللي خربطكم فيه، يعني بدل ما يسميها s of t he called it x. It means the same. هذه distance function. هذه distance function اللي هي s of t اللي أنا usually I know. Okay. This is an easy one. One more? You want one more? Yeah. عملنا derivative يا يونس لأنه يبغى الفيلوسيتي، لأنه قال لي يبغى الفيلوسيتي. إيش الفيلوسيتي؟ derivative للS. Okay. Here's one more sample. Do we have anything related to this? Yeah, here we go. لازم في المترم يكون في سؤال كان على كذا، فأنتوا الحين على الكويز راح يكون لازم في الكويز question like this. الvelocity، ننتبه this question. The velocity of a moving particle in terms of the time is given by this. They give me what? They give me the velocity. They give me that the velocity of t is equal to 20. You still didn't take this exponential, so we cannot go ahead with this question. احنا لسه ما أخذنا الexponential. This is the velocity and they are asking about the acceleration. فsimply in the acceleration a of t is the derivative of v of t. الحين انتوا ما أخذتوا, still you didn't take the exponential, so when you take it you will know how to find the derivative of this. This is v dash of t. Derivative of 20 is a 0. Derivative of the exponential, this will be minus 20. Exponential minus e of this, and this will be the answer. هذا الجزئية أنتوا لسه ما أخذتوا الإكسبوننشال. Okay. I'm checking if I have one more here.
السلام عليكم دكتورة.
أيوة.
ممكن نقدر نوقف هنا خلاص؟
خلاص, you can leave.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Whoever wants to stay for one more example can stay. ولا I'm done. This is one more example. Practice with it. Take a picture of this and practice doing this one. ماشي? This one, do it yourself. This as an example that you can practice with. And we are done for today. I'm gonna stop the record.